Okay, so here is another version of the external journey. And this is by my friend Susan May Warren, who writes a lot of great award-winning romance and romantic suspense. So she calls it the Lindy-HOP. And it's basically the kind of structure that Michael Haig has, only broken into more steps. So there's life, the inciting incident, noble quest, disappointments, why in the road, help, overhaul, and perfect ending. So life is the once upon a time. It's the setup. Who is the character? Who do they think they are? What do they think they want? And it's where they are at the beginning. Then the inciting incident is all about something out of the ordinary happens. And it's that first gateway where change is coming, but the character doesn't necessarily recognize it. And so this is where you can give a little inside peek to the reader and let them know something that the characters don't necessarily even recognize yet. And so start thinking about what is that one thing the character would never willingly do, because it needs to be highlighted in this part so that later in the book, when they do that thing, it's really meaningful. Then there's the noble quest. This is where the protagonist starts to seek something. They could be seeking fame, fortune, healing, love, all kinds of different things. But it needs to be something that's launching them on this journey to be more than they think they can be. And then they're going to have disappointments. Things don't go as expected. So I mentioned here the Dreamer example. And I don't know if you've seen the movie Dreamer. It's probably about 10 years old now. But I love it as an example of the ups and downs of plotting. So it starts with this little girl going with her dad to the racetrack because he's a manager, and the horse gets injured. They're going to have to kill the horse. And she gets in the way and goes, "No, Daddy, no, don't do it." And so what can he do? He stops the putting down of the horse. And so now he's broke, and he's bringing this injured horse back to his house. And so it's one of those really bad breaks. There's no guarantee the horse is going to survive. The horse does. And so the first upswing is, okay, the horse survives. Maybe we can actually breed the horse and sell the little baby horses that we'll have, because she does have the blood of a champion. So they're like, yay, we're going to make it. And then they find out the horse is sterile. Can't have little baby horses. And so then they're like, gosh, now we've got this horse, we still don't have a job, what are we going to do? And then they realize the horse can run fast. And so they're like, maybe we can enter the horse in a couple races. And then the horse loses, and then the horse wins. And then the little girl decides that her horse is going to be entered in this huge stakes race. And it's a miracle, but the horse gets in. But then they need the $200,000 entry fee. And then someone gives him that. And then the horse gets injured right before the race starts. And then, of course, the horse wins. And so it's this up and down of disappointments. And that's what you want to make sure you're doing in your plot. There's a why in the road. This is going to force the protagonist to make a difficult decision. They're going to have to do something that's maybe not their first choice. They can be resistant to it, but they have the opportunity to grow and probably are going to pull back at this point. They're not quite committed to the growth. And then that why in the road decision has dark consequences, and they're going to have to reach out for help, either to a mentor character, to friends. Something's going to push them outside of themselves and their strength. And the result of that dark consequence and reaching out is that now they have this aha moment that makes the character a new person. And whoops, I went the wrong way. And then they're going to have this perfect ending of happily ever after. And just like in Michael Haig's process, it lets the reader see that the character's going to be okay. Even if it's just for a minute or an hour, they're going to survive. All right, so I'm going to stop here. I like to try and keep these videos relatively short and easy to watch, so come back in a minute for the internal journey.